Hey, do you like multiplication?
Maybe. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's cool. I like math.
Cool.
What's wrong with you? I love math, love math. You don't love math? What's wrong with you? I love math.
The graph below shows the distance in miles, m, height from my camp in h hours. So you're going hiking there, and based on the number of hours is dependent, the number of miles you travel is actually dependent on number of hours. So which hourly interval had the greatest rate of change? Greatest rate of change is just another word for average rate of change, which is just slope. Slope on a graph is rise over run, or you can use the equation from the previous problem. So basically what I have here is my slopes. So here I have a rise of, I'm going up 2 miles over 1 hour. So that means my slope is 2. From here to here, distance of each of these boxes is 0.5. So 0.5, and then 0.5, and 0.5. So 1.5 miles over 1 hour, so 1.5 miles per hour. So basically I'm just calculating the slope or the average rate of change. So here I have a rise of 2 and then a run of 2, or sorry, 0.5, 0.5, so that's 1 mile in 1 hour. So each of these boxes is a half hour, so I want to go 2. So here I only go 0.5 over 1 hour, so 0.5 over 1. So of these, which is the greatest? That would be this one right here in this interval, 0 to 1. Match the following quadratic functions given the first column with the corresponding graphs. Okay, so here I have 2 graphs that are in standard form. How do I know this is in standard form? Well, I notice that there are no parentheses. No parentheses. Okay, what does that mean? You're going to have the standard form from your foldables ax squared plus bx plus c. Do you guys notice this strategy I'm doing here is I'm writing the form right above my given. Why do I want to do that? Is because then I can identify that the A is 1 in this problem, my B is 8, and my C is 21. The problem below, this would be A is negative 1. Remember, you can just write a 1 right there. And my B value, which is negative 12, and C value, which is negative 29. Alright, so what's the advantage of both of these? Well, the A value, if it's positive, this means it tells you a hint. Use the A value to help you to answer the question. So A is 1, so it's going to go up, and then C equals 21 is a y-intercept. That's the advantage of the standard form. Down here in blue, A equals negative 1. Remember, negative people are frowning or have sad faces. Negative people are down in life. And then negative 29 is where it crosses the y-axis. So let's go ahead and look at my graphs here. Okay, so notice my C value of negative 29 is somewhere down here, and this graph is facing down, right, down. So this is going to be the g of x graph. And then this graph up here, down here, you'll notice that the y-intercept is going to be a positive number up here, right? And it's also facing up. So this is going to be my f of x graph.
Factor 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. A value is 3, B is 2, C is negative 8. Because your A value is greater than 1, you're going to have to do both the x and the box. A times C is negative 24. Your B value is positive 2. Two numbers that will multiply to be negative 24 and add to be a positive 2 are negative 4 and 6. I'm going to take those two values, put them in here. I'm going to take my A value, which is 3x squared, and put it in the top left. And then I need a C value that goes in the bottom right always. And of course, you guys know that the hardest part of this one is where do I put the 3? Because I need x times 3x will give us me 3x squared. Well, think about that. If I put the 3 over here, 3 times something can equal a 4, because 3 is not a factor of 4. So you put the 3 over here. 3 can go into 3x squared, and 3 can go into 6x. So 3x times x gives me 3x squared. X times negative 4 gives you negative 4x. And 3x times 2 gives me 6x, and 2 times negative 4 gives you negative 8. There were 6 multiple choice questions times 2 points, so that's 12, and 1.
I realized I didn't write 3x squared plus 2x minus 8, and you guys received 3x squared plus 2x plus 8, so looking at this student work, I will be looking at your work. If you wrote the root prime or you factored it correctly, then I'll give you full credit.
In question number 11, you'll notice that there is no symbol in between the parentheses, so you're going to have multiplication. So you can either use FOIL or this box that I'm showing you. I'm going to write one of these on the side and one of these on the top. It does not matter which one goes in the side or the bottom. And you're going to do the same thing with FOILs. You're going to multiply and then add. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times negative 6i is negative 18i. 1 times 2i is 2i. And negative 6i times 2i is negative 12i squared. Now if I write all of these out horizontally, now we're going to add. So here I have the 2i plus negative 18i gives me negative 16i. Now negative 12i squared, I squared is equal to negative 1. And negative 12 times the negative 1 gives me a positive 12. So if you add those two together, you will get 15 minus 16i. Hope this was helpful for you on your quiz corrections. Question number 8 says identify the A, B, and C. Well, if you notice that this is not set equal to 0. To set it equal to 0, you'll have to subtract 9 from both sides. A is 1, B is 8, C is negative 9. Remember, A, B's, and C's are coefficients, or just numbers in front of the variable. You should not have an x squared there. Do not put an x there. And you use your x method, A times C. There's your B value. Think of the two numbers. You might want to write them all out if needed. And my two numbers are 9 and negative 1. Now this one says solve. So even though I put x plus 9, x minus 1, I'm going to do the zero product rule, which essentially says one of those numbers must be 0, so you set it equal to 0. Subtract 9, x equals 9, x equals positive 1.
Mathematics is a universal language. It doesn't matter where you are, in which country do you live, which language do you speak. Mathematics is the same for everybody. Wherever you are, you need math. True outcome. Math is life.